Yeah! I am the Lightbringer. Now listen, fellow warriors, I ask you, should my campaign come to an end? There's way more to avenge. Whoa! 50 million souls live in this realm without much hope. Not too
Ezreal B1 locked in here for Hades. So that is going to be immediately matched by Kaisa. How do you think this bot lane matchup is going to be going?
We kind of watched how Ezreal worked yesterday in one of the other games that we were practice casting. And Ezreal, if you know how to poke very well, you're going to do a lot of damage. And I think that's going to be, as long as you get a very good support to pair it up with, it'll just be a monstrosity to deal with. But you also have Kaisa. Kaisa does have great scaling, where Ezreal kind of picks up kind of right away and scales still very well into late game. So I kind of have to just wonder what's going to happen with the Kaisa. You know, like, what are you pairing it with? Oh, that's a Janna there for the Ezreal.
Oh, okay. We have a Janna paired up with an Ezreal for the bot lane of OMT Hades. Now, I have heard that you guys were not able to hear us for the original intro here, so I'm going to do another secondary intro. Hello, everyone. Runeterra Academy, Week 1. We are here, Sophomore League. I'm Camcom, joined by Gigatron. Week 1, best of 3. Here we have OMT Hades on blue side and Krakens of Love on red side. Krakens of Love have used all 3 E-subs tonight. That is all 3 E-subs that they're allowed for the entirety of the season, and in punishment for that, they are not allowed to ban for any game of this best of 3 series. And we've had all of our round 1 champions picked here, and all the bot laners and both of the junglers, unless something real spicy's happening here.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you never know, kind of a thing. But yeah, the big thing I kind of noticed is like what we kind of talked about yesterday. The Ezreal, we saw Ezreal with Nami, so it's kind of surprising that we don't have Ezreal and Nami again. Kind of, we have the Ezreal Janna, which I think is still going to work well. Like, she can definitely protect him, still do a lot of CC and damage, and it's going to work, I think, very well into the Nami. I mean, you have Nami Wave, which I think is a little better compared to the Tsunami, not Tsunami, whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever her ultimate is for Janna.
I think it's called Tidal Wave, yeah.
But no, not Nami. Janna's. It's not Tidal Wave for that.
Oh, Monsoon.
Monsoon. Yeah, I knew it was something similar to Tsunami. That's how
Yeah, it was one of those words, you know, they make up a lot of words for the same thing. It's just a big wave, it's a big circle, it heals you, you know, it knocks people away. It's basically Lee Sin if it was 360, you know, so you got the one way, you got the line, and then you got the circle of the same ultimate, so.
Yeah, I mean, if they combine it very well, we could see some spicy plays happen today.
Yeah, hopefully. So far we do have another Gnar lock in here. So that is a blind Gnar for Krakens of Love here. So usually you are able to blind Gnar. It's just you do have to expect to be weak siding him if you decide to do that. And then Jace matched up there in the top lane for him. How do you think that matched up top lane is going to be? Because I think it's going to be pretty bloody. It's not a tank v tank, that's for sure.
Yeah, so it's gonna have good trading, I think, back and forth. Jace is gonna be, I think, a little bit more powerful compared to Gnar in the beginning. And then Gnar, once he kind of gets more online, so he can get into Mega Gnar and have his ultimate, now you're gonna have to wonder how many good plays are they gonna get off. Those team fights are gonna be, I think, a little bit more potent for them, for Kraken of Love, compared to Jace just being able to put up his gate and then, you know, shoot his powerball through, and you're like, guys, I'm at half health from one ability. I don't like this. I gotta run. So you kind of just have to see what's going to be more powerful in that case. Is the quick pokes you're going to get out of Jace, or the good lockdown that can be easily missed sometimes by Gnar. So we'll have to see how it goes.
Yeah, we will. Again, this seems like we can focus a little bit on the top side here, but to me, it looks like a much more bot side favorite game. You've got some enchanters who are just trying to help. Both of these, I would consider hyperscaling ADCs that if either of them get 5 kills after landing phase, they're going to be the main damage dealers of the team, and definitely the win cons, other than, of course, that sneaky B5 Kassadin locked in there for Hades, where if Ezreal doesn't get fed, and Kassadin does, then that's a very strong win condition, and then, of course, vice versa. It's just, if both of them don't, then we could be looking at a 40-minute game here just to see one of them try and make their way back in the game.
Well, I hope we don't have a 40-minute game. Jeez,
Yeah, that would be a long one.
But yeah, the Caston, I think the Caston's going to be good into the Galio. Caston is just going to be scaling to level 16, so it's going to be interesting to see how we get there, essentially. If we even need to, kind of thing, because you have Jace who's early, you still have Ezreal, you still have Lee. I'm literally trying, but someone needs to move down. Like,
Yeah,
it's not letting me. It's not letting me back in for
it's
whatever
not
reason.
letting me back in the lobby either. So, okay, I'm restarting my league. Okay, league client
Anyways,
restarting. This is how League of Legends works. If you don't have to restart your client at least once in a best of 3, then you're doing it wrong. So, even those apparently casters have to do it as well. So that is what we're used to around here.
But yeah, I mean, what I'm looking at is you have a Lee Sin, a Jarvan. Jarvan's really potent right now in jungle. Can command a lot of games. Kind of like his Noasian counterpart of Xin Zhao. So I think if he can pop off early, the game could go to them just alone because of that. But you also have Lee Sin who could counter and do the same thing essentially. So I mean, Lee Sin is always raid boss. It is almost worlds, so he's a raid boss basically at this point. So kind of interested to see how that goes for them. What do you think? I mean, we see a Galio again.
Yeah,
It's not a support this time. It's gonna be a mid.
Yeah, yesterday we were casting some of our other sophomore league teams, and we were seeing a lot of Galio support from them. Not entirely sure if it's the most meta pick, but they were definitely making it look like it. And here we're seeing it back mid paired up with a Jarvan. So of course you have that Cataclysm, just that double knock-up ultimate combo that is really strong wombo combo if you are able to land it. And that is definitely one of the easier wombo combos to land because of course they're both point and click ultimates. You land one, you're almost 100% gonna land the other one, and that can knock up probably all 5 members of the side of OMT Hades, depending on if you're able to point and click the right person in the team fight.
Right. As long as you can get the right person, that's all that matters. But here's the problem. You have Gaston who can get out very easily. Lee Sin can get out very easily. Ezreal can get out very easily. The only two
Yes.
you could possibly get that will stay in there, unless their abilities are on cooldown, would be Janna and Jace.
Yeah.
And Jace can potentially get out. I haven't tried it with Cataclysm, but I think he can with his jump. He might be able to. He might. We'll have to see when it happens in game and everything. But I didn't play test that, so I don't know if that's.
Yeah. Maybe we'll figure that out today.
Exactly. I hope we do.
It's a learning experience for us all.
But yeah, we're still trying to get set up with this lobby.
Yeah, the lobby is still being recreated, of course. Right, with their expiring lobbies, everything that can go wrong will go wrong. Lobbies expire, casters get kicked out, people have to restart the clients. If everything didn't blow up, is it really a tournament? No, it's not.
No, definitely not the case. So, but I think it's going to be interesting to see. Like we talked about, we do have E-subs in today. So I know this is the only time we're going to see them. But I kind of just want to see how they play, into the national team of OMT Hades here. Because I think Hades could be really good in the aspect of their players. I was kind of looking at them, and I'm like, okay, they kind of have a pretty good, one's a super stack team, but they have a good solid team that I think they can work together and everything. And then you have a couple of them have subs, so which is great. We're seeing Anando in compared to LCS, so it's going to be interesting to see him or her. I don't know how to identify, or they in that case for Anando. So Anando, hopefully. I see. Oh my God, we have Rise games on here. I would like to see a Rise today again, but
Ooh.
I would like to see it be performed properly, I guess. Because yesterday it didn't feel like it was proper, unfortunately. The game that we casted. But
he didn't have a good time. He really didn't.
No, he didn't. I'm sorry. I feel bad for them later. He didn't have a good time at all yesterday. But we'll see how today's goes.
Yeah, you always Lee Sin and Ezreal are kind of that classic B1 B2 or usually R1 R2 angle, but here we have it on the blue side. So Lee Sin is kind of like that early game that can get a snowball going for any one of his laners. Usually he likes to focus down one lane, and usually that's not typically bot lane because he's much better at 2v2s than he is 3v3s. But here, unless he's focusing with his Kassadin, then he's most likely going to be playing around his Ezreal and Janna, and that is not the easiest gank setup in the world because the only hard CC that you have is a Janna Tornado between those three champions, and a Janna Tornado, as great as it is, it's pretty easy to dodge unless it's fully charged, and if it's fully charged, then you should get hit by it.
Yeah, and this thing is, as long as they can land those tornadoes, they land all the good CC coming out from OMT here. I think OMT can definitely do a lot here. Now, when we're looking at kind of what we talked about yesterday, point and click CC, I mean, you have like the Cataclysm is pretty easy to hit, but the Flag of Drag, you can definitely mess up. I did it today a couple times, unfortunately, because it's just like it's like slightly off. If it's like slightly off at all, like for the when you pull with a sword, it doesn't go, and you're just like, guys, I'm trying. I'm really trying. So, but again, like we talked about, we have the escapability from OMT as well, so that's going to be good. You have Nami, who does have some pretty easy CC to put down. Nars is very easy as well. Galio, as long as you can set it out properly, you should be good to go. So, but again, we do have Lee Sin, Jace, Kassadin, all of them, pretty easy as well. So, I think we got a good matchup.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And now we're finally getting into the client draft, so heading closer and closer towards that spectator life 3 minutes, of course. And I just want to look more towards this bot lane matchup here. Ezreal, Janna versus Kai'Sa Nami. Now, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I don't think Nami has an easy way to stack Kai'Sa passive. I'm pretty sure the only way she has it is either through bubble or through ultimate. I don't think her E can stack Kai'Sa passive.
Because I believe it has to be hard CC, so yes, it would have to be either bubble or wave. So, but I mean, you have someone that does land really good bubbles and can work out in that case. So, I don't think it's really going to be too much of a problem. I think it's just how everything's executed. I mean, wave is pretty hard to miss sometimes, especially if you're in the jungle. So, in the jungle, you should be able to hit it, kind of a thing. But you never know.
Hey man, if I can manage to miss a Nami wave, I think you can definitely manage to miss a Nami wave. That is, it's about as sad as missing a flag from Jarvan. It's up there.
Yeah, the flag drag is very easy to be missed. Same thing with waves. Same thing with bubbles. I mean, every CC that's not like a point and click is obviously going to be a little hard to worry about. But I love this Malphite hover. That's not going to happen. Unless it actually was a Malphite and I didn't know. Anyways, so we have Jace, of course. I'm really excited to see Jace because I haven't seen a Jace in a while. I mean, he was popular obviously this season, but I'm interested to see.
Yeah, so if you are tuning in a little late here, we do have 3 E-subs for the side of Krakens of Love. That is their top laner, jungler, and AD carry. So the only members that are rostered on the official roster, and you will be seeing again most likely after this game and future weeks of the season, are XFX and off-brand Zyra, who I believe we did see as an all-star from Freshman League last split here. So hopefully they live up to that all-stars, and now moving up from freshman, now in the sophomore class, so even harder. And of course, Nami, one of my favorite champions. You gotta do it.
Of course, I mean that's the thing is when you see your favorite champions play, it's always great as a caster to like cast it. I mean, you guys see how was it Ken Flowers is always when he sees a Skarner, he always loves that. It's like me, like I love seeing a Jarvan, I love seeing a Pantheon. Maybe IMT Hades will pull out a Pantheon at some point, especially because it's their logo, but maybe not. We'll see.
Yeah, Pantheon is kind of one of those, like, you have to draft around him. Like, the entire comp has to be drafted towards that Pantheon. If you are able to do that, then Pantheon can be a very strong champion. But that is usually why he's not really picked so much in competitive, just because he requires a lot of resources. And if you don't have it, then basically after 20 minutes, he's not gonna do a whole lot other than maybe stun someone.
Right, and it's kind of the point is like even as a support, he's perfectly fine, I think, because the point of him is again to do the stun, to get the stacks off, and then go in front of everyone and just use your E. Because I mean, you just block everything, and if you could just position around it well, and people move around you well, just to make sure that they're not getting hit, it's just going to be used effectively in that way. And then you also have like a semi-global ult where you can get back to lane pretty easily, kind of a thing. So that's one of those things that you don't feel like you're leaving your ADC behind, or if you're just playing top or mid for some reason, that you can still go in and get back to your lane, or go in and get on someone. So
yeah, it is definitely very helpful, of course. It's just, he takes a lot of resources. But here, again, for our mid-match, I'm not sure if we've talked about it a whole lot quite yet. It is Galio versus Kassadin. Now, Galio is, of course, supposed to be one of those mage counters, but he is kind of built more as a ranged mage counter than like a melee, like almost bruiser kind of mage. I don't really consider Kassadin a mage. He's almost more of an assassin bruiser type. So, Galio, how do you think that matchup is going to go?
I think it goes a little bit more into Galio in the beginning, just because you can handle the trades a little bit easier from Kassadin. And then later on, it's going to go, obviously, Kassadin, just because, again, heaven forbid they get to 16, he's going to just pop off, because now he can, spam his ultimate very quickly and easily. He can phase walk through everyone, so that's kind of just one of those things that you want to avoid and make the game a little bit more earlier. So that's why if you pick more of an earlier comp into them, it works well. So Rhino Gaston was the last pick, so you didn't know. So you kind of just have to choose what you can, essentially, and just make sure everything's kind of comfort for everyone, and can it work with the comp that they're trying to do. So I think perfectly it can work well, with their team right there for Krakens of Love. I think Galio, especially, can get around the map a little bit better than Kassadin, because Kassadin still has to TP, or he has to spend a lot of mana to get to from one point to the other. So we'll have to see how the Kassadin goes.
Yeah, and with that, we will be going to predictions during the game, and now we are going to have a short break here. Spectator Delight taking down. We will be back very shortly with your Game 1 tonight of course, Week 1 Sophomore League here at Runeterra Academy. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back here. one tonight between OMT Hades on blue side, Krakens of Love on red side again. I'm Camcom, joined by Gigatron tonight. Now, we didn't quite get to it during Champ Select here, but which team do you predict winning game one tonight here, Gigatron?
Ooh, game one, I think it's kind of hard. It's really tough to choose, but I might want to give it towards. I kind of want to give it towards IMT, unfortunately. Unfortunately, because it's a Jarvan. I want to root for the Jarvan, but I don't know. I like you talked about. You have Borbor with the Nami, and the Nami. You know, I gotta see these Nami bubbles. If I see these Nami bubbles and CC's done really well, then I'll start rooting more for Krakens.
Hey, you can't be like, hey, if they start playing better, I'm gonna root for them. That's not how that works. No,
I'm saying for second game, then I'll choose them. but right now, I'm choosing IMT.
That's like being like, yeah, I'll make my decision by 15 minutes. Who has the higher gold lead? Oh, I predict Krakens of Love are gonna win. They have 5k gold up. No, that's not how predictions work.
No, I know. I'm just saying, you know, I'd root for them the next game, you know, if they perform well in this first one, is what I meant to say. So, but no, I'm going to give it to IMT here. I mean, look at him already. He's got a good poke. He's already broken the shield already from Galio.
Yeah, and here in our mid lane, we do have one rostered substitute for OMT Hades, that being Anendo here in the mid lane. Of course, our beautiful Kassadin player over there. Now, for any interesting starting items, any interesting runes or summoner spells, you do have that barrier on the Janna, as well as an exhaust on off-brand Zyra. So we don't have any ignites anywhere in this game, actually. And then, of course, all solo laners taking TPs, no special ignites or, you know, the ghost cleanse, or not ghost cleanse, it's ghost TP that sometimes people take. I forget which champions take that. It feels like half the champions in the game can or can't take that at this. I can't remember which ones do.
I mean, you're gonna see that usually in like Singe, Nasus, probably Darius. You know, if you're not taking Flash for some reason. I'm just trying to think what else. You can do a York. York really doesn't need a Flash. Oh.
I mean, Kassadin doesn't need a flash either, but he's got one on a 6-second cooldown if you just time it right.
True. I mean, but at this point, the good trading going mid, I think, is going a little bit towards Galio right now. But again, like that's what I talked about. He's more of a
Oh,
no.
Krakens setting up a 4-man level 3 bot side here in Hyperfocus. Meanwhile, directed camera looking up top side, but of course, bot side ironically taunted, and the flash coming out from off-brand, forcing out the barrier and flash from ironically, and of course, DPS using that heal to make sure his support lives. But that's a lot of summoners burned, and the only one burned from the side of Krakens Love is just that flash on the Nami.
Right, and that's what you have to look at. You just burn 3 summoners, especially in this bot lane. Now this bot lane has so much more advantage going towards them for Krakens of Love, so I would love to see how this kind of goes now.
Yeah, now we have a gank coming out here in the mid lane. Taunted up, knocked up, nowhere left to run. First blood coming out from XFX.
Yeah, just great job by the Jarvan. Jarvan got in, did his flag drag, so that way you can get the knockup. Yeah, XFX came in, also got his CC locked down from the Galio there onto him, so couldn't really escape as the Kassadin, which is kind of unfortunate. Like, you're so squishy early on, too. You just don't have your ultimate, so you can, you know, jump out when you need to. And yeah, it's kind of annoying when you can't walk.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate part. 6 Kassadin is you don't have your 6-second flash available quite yet. You know, you do have your 5-minute flash, and now of course you have gank topside here. Vulgai wants to put himself on the board. Jarvan's got 2 ganks. He wants to have one here as well. Hyperfocus looking to turn it back around on Icarus, but just not quite enough damage. That kill gonna be going over to Vulgai.
TP coming in top now.
TP coming in. Icarus forced to flash away, but TP is being followed up. Taunted, not allowed to move. XFX picking up his 2nd kill of the game, and Hyperfocus TPing in on the backside of that play just to make sure no one else is dying.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Hyperfocus gets back in the lane, that a little bit easier, so now he can CS a little bit more freely. You have the Galio being able to capitalize on another kill onto Bull Guy there, right? Wasn't it? Or why am I thinking it was Jace? Anyways, I had to look at because my client just keeps messing up right now on me because I had Sophomore up, and then now it doesn't, and it goes away, and it comes back, and it goes away.
Oh boy, Riot Clyde is just really doing us a favor tonight.
Yeah,
For this jungle matchup here, I don't think we got to talk about a whole lot during Champ Select, but it is Lee Sin versus Jarvan, and we've already seen it a little bit here in pre-5 minutes, but both of these junglers very level pre-level 6 focused, and both of them really want to get these early ganks off, and both of them have done so very well. 1 kill for Volguy, 2 assists for Jay on the Jarvan, is now Borobor forced to flash away, forced to heal away as well, and DPS flashing in once the kill, finds it for himself, and off-brand, of course, no flash on the Nami, but he's able to walk that one out.
Yeah, and as you saw there, I mean, you had Ezreal poking out everyone they needed to. You had Lee Sin doing what Lee Sin does, being able to stick onto someone and do a lot of damage. Now we see JJ is kind of trying to help out his ADC, hopefully, or not ADC, the support there, so hopefully they can keep this wave where they need to be, but ooh.
So laners starting to hit level 6 now, so junglers are forced to farm up for a few more minutes, but we don't want to farm, we want to take Dragon. OMT taking that first Ocean Dragon for themselves, Cloud spawning next, so we are going to have Infernal or Mountain Soul this game. Both of those very strong for both of these teams, because they're just strong on any team, really.
Yeah, and another thing I guess I could talk about with top is I didn't point this out with Jace, but Jace basically never going in with his knockback. Like if he has it up, just like we saw there, it's just never gonna happen. He's never gonna get his ultimate off. So you gotta hope that in team fights Jace can be there, so then you can keep him away if you don't have Janna up and available. Oh, wow.
Oh. That is the hero entrance use up top side. Unfortunately, no knockup was able to be landed up there, but we do have all 3 members of the top side for Krakens love hanging around that top tower, but it is matched by Volguy. And meanwhile, bot side trying to hit level 6 on all 4 of these members, and we're just having a little bit of a 2v2 up here under this top tower. Nothing's really looking like it's gonna happen. JJ hanging around on the backside in the river just to make sure that his team is able to walk it out.
Oh, yeah, and that's the main thing is, can he get his team out just to make sure that, you know, they try to engage, they couldn't, so now it's, okay, just make sure you safely get away and can try to do something again, you know, whether it is with a heroic entrance, which obviously is going to be for a while, or, you know, can you get this Rift Tail like they're doing right now?
Yeah, and that is an excellent use of just having a little bit of tempo up there on the top side, but meanwhile, Borobor using that killer's instinct, but going in and dying immediately for it, as now Monsoon used Offred trying to find that kill, but not able to do it. Double kill coming out from DPS Hawkage down there on the Ezreal.
Yeah, DPS is just being able to show why Ezreal is a very, very strong, annoying ADC right now. And that's what we need to see, is a lot of good ADCs, because I feel like ADC is a lane that just gets overlooked, or it's just like not a fun lane for people, because they always get bullied. We already saw it earlier. We saw a 4-man gank, you know, the mythical thing that we don't always like seeing, but always happens. And he just was able to capitalize the lane again. He was able to phase shift, get towards Borobor there, be able to kill him, and then DPS was able to keep ironically alive just to make sure that off-brand couldn't do anything. So, and again, it's Janna, so you get Janna shields, which is perfect. We're going to see Rift pop top here.
Yeah, ironically had like the picture perfect, frame perfect, however you want to call it, ultimate there to stop the auto attack from Nami that would have probably killed him, and that just kept him alive long enough to be able to use that barrier and survive for the entirety of the 2v2 when it really did look like they would be able to turn it back on him. And meanwhile, of course, Rift Herald dropped up top, lots of gold going into the pockets of both Hyperfocus and JJ, hoping to drop that top outer tower before the 14-minute mark for a few extra plates, few extra gold in their pockets, but not quite yet, as of course they don't know where Vulgai is, and it is very dangerous to be going in. That's a really nice bubble landed, but do they have enough damage? Doesn't look like Borbor and Offbrain have enough damage here quite yet in the bot lane.
No, but you see, oh wow.
Oh man, that's some dodgeball right there. Heal being used by Borbor. Another really nice bubble in the tidal wave, and as DPS finally being taken out, shut down going over to Borbor. And ironically, no flash, no barrier. Flash coming up from XFX as well, and a double kill for Borbor. Very nice donation there from XFX.
Pretty good donation. Unfortunately, ironically, he's dead just because of I had to make a joke at some point. It's cringe. I know. It's fine. It's fine.
No, that dodge out from JJ. He had to use his flash, and man, he just wanted his red buff, and he got 3-man collapse upon. I don't even know how he lived that one. And now Hyper Focus, he's the one getting 2-man collapse upon. But of course, Meganar. How easy is it to kill a Meganar? It's really not that easy for him.
No, I mean later on it will be. It's just you don't really have items on Jace, and we have no mythics out yet. So once we get mythics out, I think we'll see a lot more things happen. But he's got about halfway on his tier now for Jace.
Yeah, halfway on that tier, and then of course just a little bit of CS up on him. None of these CS numbers are like extremely wide. The biggest one is in the mid lane, but of course Galio doesn't really need CS, and he's also got 2 kills in his pocket as well. So most of the gold across the board completely even. The entire gold lead is less than 1,000. So very even overall game right now. Cloud Dragon number 2 just spawned. It would be the first dragon for Krakens of Love if they are able to pick it up, and with the amount of bot lane tempo that they did pick up with that last double kill on the Kaisa, could be looking to take that first dragon for themselves if JJ does want to look for it.
Yeah, he could be looking towards it at that point. Uh-oh. Hyper needs to back up here at this point because he's going into Mini-Gnar.
Hyper has had some really good vision in this top lane right here, as he's denied a lot of ganks from Vulgai, and Vulgai's spent a lot of time up here in top lane and not really gotten a whole lot of use out of his time for it. His Hyper Focus, he's just had wards everywhere. You see he has one in the Tri-Brush, he had one in the River Bush as well, so it's just not been any gank angles left for Vulgai, and that leaves bot lane to really just do bot lane things.
Right, which is why you're going to see usually 3 bot here like we're seeing right now. Uh-oh, JJ is going to go in, maybe.
Oh, they spotted him, but it doesn't matter. They're going to go in anyway. Hyper Focus going in on the top side as well. Lands the stun, lands the Gnar ultimate onto Icarus. He has the flash available if he wants to try and run away, but he doesn't even want to use it. Taken down so low, but not going to quite fall, as meanwhile bot side, I think there was a fight down there as well, but direct to camera decided we look top side instead.
There was a fight down there, but nothing came from it. I mean, when he got poked out and realized they started backing up and the flag drag was executed, but didn't catch anyone in it. So, unfortunately, nothing could be really done there for JJ. But still, nonetheless, a good gank. You're putting more pressure on his bot lane. So, now what does bot do? Now you're going to have to call your jungler right now, which is actually probably a good timing.
Yeah, Vulgai now looking to find his first gank down here on the bot side. They do have all flashes available. Borbor using that killer instinct, trying to run away. Another excellent bubble landed onto Vulgai. With that, OMT Hades looking like they are forced to just disengage. There are no ultimates left on the side of Kraken Love's bot lane, but don't really want to, or they don't really know that for 100% certainty.
Yeah, I think when you don't always see Nami, you don't really know what Tidal Wave's cooldown is. So trying to figure that out is always kind of tricky. Especially when, a lot of leagues like these, they have more flavor picks and more comfort picks. So obviously Nami's still played a lot. It's just, I guess I just haven't casted one in a while. Other than last night, of course.
Yeah, it's 24 hours ago. It's a long time, man. I know how that feels.
Before that was a while, but okay. Anyways.
It's Okay, we have a top side fight here for you, of course. Hyper Focus has the Narball fully available. Nice flash from Icarus, and now FXX and Hyper Focus could be the ones caught out here. OMT bringing up 3 people looking to fight this 3v2. Hyper Focus does not have that Nerd ult available, and unfortunately Galileo ult is going to be canceled. FXX trying to win away, not going to be able to do it, but now JJ has finally arrived, finding that shutdown down onto Icarus, Bull Guy, and Nendo, now being forced to run away, but how fast can they run? No mana left on the cast, and Bull Guy knocked up so low, but he's able to walk it out in the end. Just a 1-for-1.
Yeah, this is the item that I will always talk about. That is a great jungler item. It is always the Gore Drinker. Save yourself.
Oh, JJ is able to make not quite. Hyper Focus once again picking up that Mega Gnar here, and Nendo still no mana left on this Kassadin, but it doesn't even matter. Double kill for the level 12 Kassadin. That is not good if you're a Krakens of Love.
Not at all. See tidal wave right now.
Is this gonna be a kill? I don't think it's gonna be a kill. Yeah, I don't think it is.
Nope, but it was a good tidal wave and a bubble there, so.
It was.
I mean, I was worried a little bit. I thought ironically was going to go down, but not going to be the case here. Uh-oh.
He did use the flash and the barrier and the ultimate, but he was able to live that one. He was. I believed, and he did it.
Look at some trading here, but I mean, they're just healing back and forth. Like, you both down? Oh, no, I'm just gonna hit all the CS and come back to where you last saw me at, so.
I just want to point out the amount of vision that Krakens of Love has around the spot side. There's 3 control wards, 1 in the pit, 1 in the pink brush, and 1 on the red buff, so there's really not a gank angle or any sort of angle that OMT Hades has if they want to look for a dive on the Kai'Sa and the Nami. And really, they're gonna try and steal away this blue buff, but that's not going to mean a whole lot if they do get killed for. Which, I mean, JJ almost could look for a 4v4 here, especially considering this Mountain Dragon is spawning up here now. OMT Hades do have the right positioning for it, but Krakens of Love really want to be taking this fight.
Oh my, you get a good tornado and ultimate coming out from Israel there.
JJ looking for the steal. Flash Tomp coming out from XFS, but unfortunately, no follow-up. 4-man tidal wave into the JJ Kraken Slayer ultimate there. And now Nendo forced to run away. Shut down going over to Horrorbore's. JJ not able to find the Dragon. Bull Guy gives his life over for it. Or does he actually? JJ gonna go over the wall, followed up by the Killer Instinct from Bora, but the Blast Cone is not enough to run away. Bora finding himself an unofficial triple kill so far in this fight. Could be looking for an unofficial penta here, as well as he uses the heal. He knows that he wants it, but just doesn't have the damage for it.
Yeah, it does not, unfortunately. DPS Hokage is still being able to get out, but uh-oh.
Oh no, DPS, you might have walked a little bit too far up there. Hyper Focus, the one able to pick up that kill. Now Icarus left all alone to defend this tower. Not gonna have enough for the outer tower, but he can definitely hold the inner tower for himself.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's unfortunate you have to give up a tower and a kill there, but I think at that point, you just give up the kill. You just sit on the secondary turret. You have Jace that's still coming by and everything there, and be able to help you out. So, and hopefully Jace can poke out a little bit more, so then you can poke out with Ezreal there. But great job still by Krakens of Love, making it still a 4v5 and able to turn it into the 5v5 that they needed. And man, it's just, it was a little rough. I'm not gonna lie, because I was like, okay, who's gonna get the dragon? Are we gonna get it? Either side is down real low, and then you see Lee Sin takes it away, and then Lee Sin, oh, is he gonna die? No, he's Gordraker, this really good item that I was talking about before I got interrupted earlier. Yeah, like even hitting one person with it, you just heal way too immensely with that. So, surprised usually in this meta right now, while we don't have more Grievous wounds, but Good thing Soraka's gonna cancel that next patch.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I mean, honestly, in any game nowadays, you can buy Grievous Wounds and you're going to get a lot of value out of it. And especially against both of these teams, you have the Jarvan healing, you have the Nami healing. Nar heals a lot for himself as well. And then later into the game, I do believe Jason Lee Sin have a lot of healing. And then depending on the build Kassadin goes for, he could also have some healing. And then Jen Ultimate, you're not going to be able to cancel that out a whole lot, but any healing cut that you do get is just magnified by the amount of healing that the top side does have. So like you're saying, just any anti-heal that anyone is able to build, most likely on the supports here, is that I forget what it's called. It's Kentech Putrefier, I think is what it's called. It's that support item it's very nice for low econ support, such as both of these enchanters.
Yeah, it's Putrefier that you're thinking of, because it would be Putrefier or Morellos, and then
Yeah.
I think what the other ones are. You have
JJ. Looking for the old flash goes in, but that's a really nice cancel on that Monsoon from Ironically. That is, the Monsoon just is able to cancel out that flash. Man, that was a really nice one from him. And now XFX looking for it. Cataclysm coming out onto both members of the bot lane. That is the wombo combo that we were talking about. Not able to run away from it. Of course, Tidal Wave on the backside, but Anendo looking to take the life away from Nami. And meanwhile, Bulkai uses the kick onto Borbor, but not able to do enough damage to find himself a kill. And now Nendo left all alone in the enemy jungle. That is not the right jungle, but he's able to walk that one out somehow, some miracle. In the end, it is a 1-for-3 in favor of Kraken's glove.
Yeah, because Krakens, I mean, they got the 1-for-3. Now they're also just prioritizing the point of the tower because they're like, we don't need to chase him. He can just keep running away forever and ever. And we also have Borbor pretty low. I was actually kind of surprised Anendo didn't try to just go back into that brush there because they did have vision, seeing that Kaisa was really low. So, and I think he could have gotten either maybe more damage or not, but at that point he was still able to get away and still be around now at this point and not giving away a kill. So I still think that's good in that process. Looks like we have Dragon coming up in 40 seconds here.
Yeah, 40 seconds on that soul point for OMT if they are able to pick it up. Of course, they do have a little bit of a tempo lead right now, but they are down 4,000 in the overall team gold lead. So if it is a direct 5v5, it is more favored towards Krakens of Love. It just has to be that direct 5v5. And a lot of these team fights really have been just one-sided based on the fact that not everyone is always there. Someone likes to farm, someone is off-warding, and that's no fault to them. These are pretty random team fights. Just there's a red buff, we're gonna team fight. There's a Gromp, there's a team fight. There's a rock here, apparently we're gonna team fight. And that is Janet just deleted off the map, and Krakens of Love gonna be able to pick up their second dragon, first mountain dragon of the game, unless of course I'm gonna cast a curse and Bull Guy somehow steals.
I mean, we did see some cast curses last night, so maybe the case right now. Oh, he does!
He got it, man. Oh, I'm never gonna talk about a dragon again, man.
You know what? We said it last night. We're gonna make the montage of the caster curses. But this is great, though. This puts them a little bit more back into the game. Now you are on Soul Point right now for the Earth Drake here. Earth Drake is going to be great because now, or Mountain Drake, because Mountain's going to be giving them that extra shield that I think they kind of need to help survive into Kraken of Love's team. They can do it as Baron, but I don't know.
Yeah, a regenerating shield into a poke comp that Krakens of Love do kind of have here is now DPS going to have that wombo combo. Unfortunately missed onto him as Anendo goes in immediately exhaust. The Knight's exhaust there from off-brand Zyron. He's going to be going down as well.
Yeah, if she didn't exhaust, she would have been dead. Like, just very easily 100%. There. And then a couple more would have been poked down. It could have been a whole different team fight, but good for her just being able to survive, lock down Anendo there. Kind of stalls out the process of him getting to 16, because right now they're sitting around, I think he's at like 13, 14 right now. So what's it you need to do? You need to make sure he doesn't hit 16. Once he hits 16, it's just, it's not all over, but it's going to be a hard time for them. He's going to be able to keep up with them. Yeah, he's at 14. Oof.
Yeah, like you're saying, we can take a look at the gold here. Biggest gold discrepancy that I've seen is between the two ADCs, surprisingly enough. Kaisa up around 3,000 to 3,000 gold up against DPS, so very far ahead, just 2.5 items to just 2. So if, again, you just gotta fight with these AD carries. They are so powerful, and now starting to get around that 3-item power spike is really when most of them do start spiking, especially Kaisa and Ezreal, who are a lot more late game focused, and you can argue late game starts at 3 items. So we're almost there, 25, almost 30 minutes. So hopefully seeing some of those epic outplays that everyone likes to see from these AD carries. And I definitely think Borbor or DPS could pull some of those off.
I think they could definitely pull that stuff off. We just kind of have to see how everything plays out right now. It's not looking good for IMT, but doesn't mean that they couldn't get the Drake. Doesn't mean that they can't wait out this Baron here. I think they can. I think that's just how they're going to have to prioritize everything. Icarus is definitely getting poked out hard here.
Oh man, yeah, that he has 2 mountain dragons and an ocean dragon for himself, but that is still how much you get poked out. You need that 3rd mountain dragon, which would make it a soul, just so that you're able to live through the strong poke comp that Krakens Love has. It's like a combination of a poke comp and team fight comp, but that is just what makes it so terrifying to play against. As we have a 1v1 that isn't actually a 1v1 in the bot lane here, and Nendo forced to flash out of that Cataclysm, but JJ taking way too many tower shots. His shutdown gonna be going over to, again, level 14 Kassadin. 2 more levels. I'm taking on that Kassadin right there.
Yeah, I'm just gonna talk about this real quick. So he's got Sterix. He bursted through Sterix there with that damage, and he's not 16. He's at 15. So this is gonna be kind of the point of what they were trying to get to. You know, getting him to 16, 18. Obviously, he's more of a monstrosity than 16, but Anendo is definitely showing why, almost 3 items here. He's getting stacks back onto his Dark Seal. He can go into Medjai's eventually, depending on how everything else goes. But yeah, it was still a great idea, for the gank there, JJ, but just unfortunately took way too many tower shots.
Yeah, I think he thought it was going to be like an easy 1-in, 1-out situation, and then Vulgai kind of appeared out of nowhere, and here's like, oh no, I'm still taking the tower, and then he tried to run away, but he was running back through the tower, and he hadn't dropped dagger yet, and it was just disaster after disaster. So now, again, Anendo was forced to burn the flash, didn't fall in the 1v2, 1v1/2v2. It's like, the numbers don't even matter at that point, it's just who fell and who didn't, and Anendo didn't do it, as now TP comes in on the flag from Hyper Focus, and JJ fortunately not able to land that knockup. Hyper Focus looking for onto Vulgai as Cataclysm comes up, but he's able to leap out as Hero's Entrance immediately canceled away. Hyper Focus does not have that Nara ultimate available. Monsoon used to cancel that dash out as Anendo taken so low, going to be taken down by Borbor 1-0. Now Icarus looking to make his 2nd kill of the game. Unfortunately not able to do it. Borbor down, double kill coming out from the Kaisa. Another excellent tornado from Ironically, and in the end, just a 2-for-0 mountain dragon on the board. I'm not gonna say who takes the dragon yet, but it looks like it could be Krakens Love.
I mean, it could be Krakens. It depends on how everything goes here. You do have Lee Sin that is up. He's going to be seen, but there is a TP coming, so he needs to run away. He could kill Offbrand right here.
He could. He just has to land the Q. He is able to land that Q, but immediately ulted by Hyper Focus and Offbrand, just trying to walk that one out. And an excellent ward hop there from Vulgai. He's trying to walk it out as fast as he can. He's playing a nice game of dodgeball right here. Offbrand still very low on this Nami, but Vulgai not going to be able to walk that one away. XFX the one picking up that kill on the carry Galio. Oh, that's so great. Oh no, Nami, man, he worked so hard to live. He really did.
And when you have True Shot Barrage coming down out of the dragon there, helps obviously JJ take it that little bit quicker, but unfortunately you trade out the Nami in the process. So still stalling out that Mountain Soul for IMT here, or OMT, sorry. OMT here, so, it's going to be a longer game right now, which is still good though, because Anendo still hasn't hit 16 yet. We're getting there. Just needs a little bit more CS. He's only got which word? Oh, he's got about 25% more on his.
Yeah, he's
XP
about
bar there.
75. He's about 75% of the way to level 16. Meanwhile, Icarus, where did he go? I didn't see him. Was there a Jace? Was there a Jace up there? I didn't see him. Did you
I didn't see
one?
Jace all game. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, he wasn't up there.
No,
I mean-
I think he's hiding in base right now. I don't see him. So I didn't see him up there.
Yeah, no. I mean, with Jace hiding in base at the moment, Krakens love sitting up here with the advantage of the 5v4. If they want to look for the Baron, they are definitely looking for it, but definitely a steal potential from Bulgai. 1700 HP on the Baron. They are able to steal with the True Shot Barrage. Bulgai looking like he wants to make it a 1-for-1 before he gives his life, and not able to do it. Bor going legendary now. JJ wants to continue the engage, taken very low by DPS, and not looking to find another kill here. Just the clean Baron stolen away once again by Bulgai. He did give his life for it, but he got it.
You know, Bulgai, he's just taken all these objectives very well, knows how to time it, and I mean, you know, this, again, I'm a person that's a jungler when I play League, so this is exciting for me to see, is someone being able to be that pressure point and make the game not only go longer, but people are annoying that, hey, we're willing down this Baron for you guys, don't take it, and then you tuck it, kind of a thing. So it's unfortunate for Krakens of Love, but it's definitely going into their favor here for OMT right now.
Yeah, I mean, he's able to keep up in CS. He's not quite up there in the KDA department, but still, with these objectives, KDA is not going to matter if they get the victory on the board. They just have to be able to close it out with the Baron, with the 3 dragons in their pocket, and with the Soul spawning for them in just over 2 minutes now with that mountain here, which is a very powerful Soul, especially for this team where they don't really have a designated tank. So if everyone is just that little bit more slightly tanky, then you could argue it's almost like a 6th tanky member just with their HP spread apart between the 5 members.
You could definitely say that. Oh my god, look at this burst coming out from Jace right now. It is. Uh-oh. It's gone again. I mean, what burst? That Borbo already healed back. I mean,
Yep, that's painful, man. That is we do see that both of the supports are building that Chemtech item, Chemtech Huge Fire, whatever it's called. So
yes,
they are going to have a little bit more of that anti-heal. It's just going to be on whoever they decide to buff, and then the rest of the team, you do have it on the mid laners. Is now JJ looking for the engage. Unfortunately, do miss that wombo combo, but Anendo wants to find something onto the backside, but able to ult away before being taunted again. Level 16 now on this Kassadin. He is going to be huge if they are able to find an engage for the team fight, but they don't really have that solid engage outside of maybe just a kick from Bulgai.
right. The kick would be good. Ironically, you could have her go in and just monsoon everyone, and you know we get that combo of that kick back and forth that we kind of talked about. But again, I don't know if you want to sack your support here just to do that though, to maybe get a kill or two in that process. Oh my god.
I don't know if you've noticed, but I think Runeterra Academy is actually an ARAM tournament. We've ARAM'd here now. We don't need top lane. We don't need bot lane. We don't even need the jungle. We're officially an ARAM tournament now, apparently.
Oh no! Yeah, we just play mid. We play mid and then jungle. You know, objectives. That's it. That's all we're doing right now. But Volga you can spot out.
Yeah, this
So-
is the soul for OMT Hades. If they are able to pick it up, not looking like it's going to be a steal this time around. As Engage coming out from JJ, he lands the Cataclysm, followed up by the rest of his team. Volgai being taken out by Offra and Zyra, and now Anendo so huge on this cast and actually one-shots Offra and Zyra, but DPS taken down so low by Borbo. Flash is coming out for both of them. Killer Instinct going to just enough shielding for Krakens of Love to be able to find the triple kill for Borbor, coming out as well as finally taking a dragon for themselves after 35 minutes, looking to end game 1 here for Krakens of Love.
Yeah, they can take the dragon just to secure it, so that way, they're on that soul point just in case some miraculous thing happens here, but they don't end. But I think they definitely have this in the bag right now. It's a little unfortunate for OMT here, Hades, but it definitely was a good try. I mean, you got Nendo past 16. You got a lot of good damage coming out from DPS, and ironically set up some good plays too. So, and Icarus was just, man, you see those gate balls coming out. I was just like, oh no. Like I talked about, you're hitting half health, and I had to feel bad because I'm like, can we kill him?
Yeah.
Because like we get the poke, but where's the follow up kind of a thing. So
it was really just, it came down to who had the stronger engage, and oh no, my face turned into a timer, but it came down to who had the stronger engage, and Krakens of Love with the Wombo combo of the Jarvan and the Galio was just, that was such a good engage that was so easily followed up by the rest of the members of Krakens of Love that it didn't even matter that they kept losing objectives. They had the setup for it, but didn't mean that they were able to get the last hit on it, whether it was Volgai stealing it or DPS with the long range true shot barrage there. But they did have very strong objective control, even if it doesn't show in numbers. It's just going to be determined, again, they have 3 E-subs on this current roster right now. This is not the normal roster that Krakens Love has probably practiced with. So still having such strong objective control and communication is definitely shown up real strong here on day 1 and week 1 of Runeterra Academy.
yeah, I mean they're definitely showing strong. But again, like I said, they get the E-subs in right now. But I was gonna say, guess who has the highest DPS again?
Let me guess. I haven't actually looked yet. Oh, I just looked. Man.
Yeah. We were talking about it last night. Ezreal, both games, just had a dirty amount of damage. And again, you see it here, but unfortunately just wasn't able to secure with this. So I feel real bad in that case because you had good objective control. You were able to do a lot more, and just like we talked about, just the CC was able to lock down in that case the way that they wanted to. Because the problem is like, okay, you have to disengage like 3 people from going in. You have Gnar going in, you have Jarvan going in, and you have Galio going in. Those are the 3 annoying things with that, and the random Kaisa, the Killer Instincts too. So, but
yeah, just the random Kaisa that's 13 and 2. Yeah, she's pretty random. But yeah, with that, we will be going to a short break here before we head into our game 2 of this best of 3. Krakens of Love sitting 1-0 up against OMT Hades. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back after this short break. Welcome back, everyone, to Game 2 tonight, Week 1 of Sophomore Division 1 League here on Runeterra Academy. I'm Cam, again, joined by Gigatron. We have Krakens of Love on blue side now, 1-0 up on the series currently against OMT Hades. We had a very spicy Game 1. There were a lot of team fights, lots of picks. I mean, still, lots of people being one-shot that you just wouldn't think would be one-shot. And again, in case you were not here for Game 1, Krakens of Love are playing with 3 E-subs in this match, so they are not allowed to have any bans tonight. So all 5 of their bans for all 3 games, if this is a Game 3 series, it is a best of 3, then they unfortunately lose 15 bans.
Yeah, they lose 15 bans because Game 3, but I look at it as, I don't know, this is kind of the punishment you get for e-subbing. But it is what it is, it happens. But yeah, they're taking out definitely some good picks. They're taking out Zyra again because it's, you don't have Zyra. It's just not a fun time. Take out a comfort champion there. Malzahar is just another one that's really annoying for me. I don't, no, get him out.
Yeah, these are definitely the comfort picks. Of course, on blue side, you do have off-brand Zyra. So if you got Zyra in your name, you should probably be banning Zyra against them. But a lot of the meta B1 picks are being left open, that being that Ezreal, the Jarvan that was actually banned, the Xin Zhao, and Diana used to be one of those B1able champions, and still Viego also being left on the board. But Nautilus is the B1 angle here for Krakens of Love here.
And Noah's first pick, I think, is still good because now you're picking a tank that has, again, very good CC, but not needing to show, okay, I took a top laner or my ADC or anything like that. Kind of where OMT is showing here, we're gonna take the Kai'Sa, and they might just pick their support here at this point because there's, well, actually they don't have to show their support. They don't want to right now. You already know they have Nautilus.
Yeah.
Okay.
Support would be the only not blind picked champion if OMT did want to not blind pick a champion. So if they did do Lock and Rakan here, which they are going to, I do think Rakan Kai'Sa is a lot better of a bot lane than Rakan, or not, Kai'Sa Nami that we did see in Game 1 from OMT, as there is a lot more synergy between just the passive of Kai'Sa and a lot more hard CC from Rakan that is easier to hit. But for the bot lane of Krakens of Love, also very different champions. Caitlyn Nautilus locked in here.
Yeah, Caitlyn Nautilus is going to be definitely interesting because, especially if you're going lethality Caitlyn is just really good. And, we have the Showmaker here. We got Set.
Yeah, This is looking much more like a team fight comp than we had last game, and I thought we had a team fight comp last game, honestly, as you've got the Set ult into, or I guess I should say Nautilus hook into Set ult, into Trap, into Headshot, into just dead, honestly, at that point. You're not living through that, but definitely, if they do decide to lock into Olaf here, it is a very strong counter pick because you're not going to be getting CC'd by a hook, by the depth charge, by, of course, obviously, the Set ultimate. So you are able to run in there and get a lot more damage off freely than Kai'Sa or Rakan or whoever they lock in on R4, R5 will be able to.
Yeah, I mean, in the big thing I think picking here is Olaf. Olaf's good to take care of all your CC for Nautilus and Set that you're showing right now. And that team fight comp kind of just counters that, because now you can go in, get on to Caitlyn, or you can get on to whoever the mid laner is going to be. So this way you could not necessarily pop them if they're squishy, but just be able to create more pressure and be able to stick onto people. Kind of like the Lee Sin, but at least it's a little bit different style for that there. So we're going to take out Lissandra and Galio. Interesting.
Lissandra and Galio targeting that mid laner pool, so we are leaving that Lee Sin open again, as Lee Sin was on OMT's last team, last side, or last last game, last side, yes. So probably not going to have a Lee Sin for Krakens of Love unless it is a comfort pick for them. But since they did save jungle pick for B4, B5, it is probably going to be one of those more, I would say, outlandish picks because Lee Sin definitely can be picked on B3. So forcing that top lane, I'm assuming, set lock in there does show that they are, I would think, going for a lot more of a spicy mid laner and jungle combo here.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a pretty good combo there. Funny, they banned us to Lilia.
Yone.
Yeah. Yone. Okay.
Okay, so we have a mid lane matchup now. We have Yone into a potential Ahri here. How do you think this matchup is going to go in the mid lane here?
I think it depends on the Yone player, personally. Because I've seen Ahri's very linear. You just go in, oh,
not an Ahri, actually an Echo. Scratch that. Echo mid lane here in this game too, or it could be Echo jungle.
It's gonna be jungle. I was gonna say, it could be jungle.
It could be. So of course, I'm just the master of caster cursing. Of course, I do believe that the Echo jungle buffs were already out. I forget which buffs are like on the last patch or on the next patch. I'm pretty sure they are already out, and Trundle lock-in does make me think it is going to be Echo mid, but still, you do kind of have that three-way flex of set Echo Trundle, and you aren't really gonna know who's going to which lane 100%. You can safely assume it is Trundle jungle and Echo mid, but could definitely be a flip-flop.
No buffs for this patch.
All right.
By the way, I literally just look them up. I was like, I want to see which is the pass of the Z drive. So. Yeah, so you get the monster damage going to 200% now, which is great, because now you're able to clear that a little bit better, and it's just a much easier game, or much easier time for him, essentially, in the jungle there. So, but Trundle, yeah, I mean, honestly, if it's not Echo mid, it's set mid, which would be interesting. But yeah, I think it's Echo jungle and Trundle top, and you got Urgot for top.
Yeah, you do have that R5 for Urgot. Now, you do, I think, every single member, unless there's some sneaky AP damage. Kai'Sa's going to be forced to go her AP build path this game, as the rest of her team here, OMT, did pick all 80 champions. So if you do want to stack some armor on your set, on your Trundle, on your Nautilus, then this is going to be a very excellent game to do that. Now, before we go into game 2 this time instead of after, who do you think is going to be taking this game to? And if it is Krakens Love, that's going to be a 2-0 for the night.
I kind of want to go with Krakens of Love, but I do like OMT's comp this time around as well, because you have Yone who can land pretty good CC. You have Olaf that can go in there and deal with the CC being thrown at him. You have Rakan who can jump in and jump out when he needs to and use the quickness. And you have Kai'Sa who can definitely position herself pretty well. So I think it could go very well for them. And let's not forget the crab god himself, being able to poke people down and just throw the missile out when he wants to. But otherwise, you have to look at Nautilus. You have 3 pretty solid CCs coming out from him, as well as it's set. I mean, come on, you just run at them. You can haymaker, facebreaker. You throw them into your enemy team. You can throw them into your teams. You can kill them faster. You have a lot of good things coming out from just those 2 alone. And obviously you still have traps and Echo that can put them in the zone in that case. But other than that, I'm gonna go OMT. Let's go OMT again.
All right, you're been 2-0 for OMT. I don't think I actually said a prediction last game, but in my mind I was thinking Krakens of Love. So I think if I actually said it out loud, I would have caster cursed them. So I'm glad I didn't, and I'm going to stick with that. I'm going to think Krakens of Love, but I'm not going to say Krakens of Love. So I'm completely unbiased caster, no prediction, of course, here. As if I say a name, they're gonna lose. That is. If I say a team is gonna get a dragon, it's gonna get stolen. It's just
fine.
how it
Don't worry about
works.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. I mean, I voted for them last time, and then look what happened. And then now I'm voting for them
Yep.
again. And if it happens again, I'm sorry.
Oh no, yeah. I do like OMT's comp, how they can kind of switch between this team fight or a 1 and 4 style, or 4-1 is how you actually say it. 1-4-4-1 is the same words but has a different meaning. Is 4-1 comp that they do have here. Just based on last game, it was a little bit of an ARAM. So if we're going on that, better team fight comp does win. And with that, I do think Krakens of Love has the better team fight comp. You have so much CC. It's just you land any of it and you get to land the rest of it for free. Every single member on this team comp has some sort of hard CC. And then you look at OMT, you have a little bit on Rakan, you have a little bit on Yone, and then Urgot, you kind of have to go all in if you want to land the WE combo, of course. But I just think if it is played the same way out as last game, where it was just the 5v5 as much as possible around every objective, and then just somehow stealing objectives away magically, then it's going to go over to Krakens Love. But again, not saying Krakens of Love.
We're gonna say you're saying Krakens Love, but we're not gonna take it hard if something happens to them out of this game. So yes, I understand it. I wanted to go with Krakens Love, but I mean, just based on the set alone, because that's my top laner. So
Okay, fair enough.
So I love playing set, but you wanna. I look at okay, you get Nautilus, who is pretty good with CC there. I kind of just want to see how they do again with their lane for bot lane there, and then see how OMT does this time around. I think OMT has a good support. You have a good ADC being played right there. You have the Olaf that can still help gank and do a lot right there. We have the Trundle in that case that's still able to go in for Krakens of Love there and be able to put that pillar up when they need to, just to kind of stop someone from getting away. You're able to get on there. You have Subjugate, which is, again, still a really, really dumb ability, but it works really well. So
it does. It really does. I mean, you see those clips of like a pillar into just hook in, or a hook into a pillar, and then if the pillar is put at the exact perfect pixel, then you can't like walk past it on either side, especially if it's in a corridor. And it's just like those make the best clips because you don't think a pillar is going to have that much of a game-changing potential, and then somehow it does if it's just put at the exact right place. And with that, we are going to be going to a short break here as we are into spectator lane now. We will be back in just under 3 minutes with your game 2, and if Krakens of Love do take game 2, then that will be the end of our series. I'm taking 2-0, but of course we hope for a game 3 that is the most exciting, so don't go anywhere. We will be right back here after spectator delay.
See you short.
everyone, and Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Game 2 tonight of Sophomore League. I'm Cam Calm, again joined tonight by Gigatron, and we have Krakens of Love currently 1-0 up on this series on the blue side, and it looks like we're going to have some shenanigans here on the level 1, of course.
Oh, yeah, definitely got to have that. It's always good to see those. Oh, he sees them.
Oh.
So what's going on? Runs away. Smart move.
They know that they're there, so I don't expect anything to happen. But yeah, that's the power of the Nautilus Caitlyn, of course, is you land a hook, someone's probably gonna die, but JJ's not gonna leave it alone.
I mean, I know it would have been risky, but they could have just gone in on JJ there.
Minions have spawned.
Yeah, they could have, but they didn't really know where the rest of Krakens of Love were, and if you give early kills to a Trundle or a Set, then that is going to end the top lane very quickly, as it does take a little bit for an Urgot to start scaling up. He does start to get a lot more power around the level 6, and then once he hits the level 9, level 10 mark is when he really starts to become, as some would say, a real champion. But yeah, in the early levels here, I do believe it is a more Set favor matchup, and in the mid lane, we talked about it a little bit in late champs, but it did change. It's not an Ari, it's actually an Echo. So how do you think this mid lane matchup is gonna be heading towards in this early game?
I think it's gonna go more towards Yone. Oh, we already got a good flip going on that set here. Hey, look at the damage.
That's a lot of damage. Unfortunate that Hyperfocus wasn't really able to trade back, as, I mean, Urgot is not supposed to be the dominant laner in these early phases, unless I'm just, completely misremembering this matchup. I'm pretty sure it is Set favored, especially early on.
Set level 1, not necessarily, just because he, yes, with Facebreaker is able to pull people in and can CC things, but until he gets Haymaker and can, 4-hit with his Q, he's strong, but he's not that strong, kind of thing. He could get willed down, kind of thing, and then he heals.
Oh. XFX taken very low in the mid lane there, and there was a little bit of some nice roams from Borbor and off-brand into the jungle. As you can see, some nice vision being placed on Bulgai's blue I was gonna say blue ward. It's a blue buff, not a blue ward there. So if he does walk over that ward, they will know where he is. So it is probably going to be a level 3 bot lane scuttle fight here, as we do see JJ walking through the mid lane. Not going to be secret about that whatsoever. They're looking for a bot lane scuttle fight.
Yeah, definitely going to be a bot lane scuttle fight. Or not, because he's just not going there for whatever reason. I guess he's going to go take his topside one.
Yeah, Bulgai, he decided he actually doesn't want to fight. He knows that he doesn't have bot lane pressure. He did have mid lane pressure, but in the end, that would be a 2v3 if they did go for it. So very nice, very patient play there from Bulgai. Giving up that bot lane scuttle crab, not something that all the junglers would do. I'm, of course, looking a little bit over Blabber, but he gave it up. He just took the top lane scuttle, not going to have to flash or fight over the first scuttle. Not quite yet, but he could be looking for a gank up here onto top lane.
That was looking, but yeah, if that X didn't hit, nothing's gonna happen there. A little unfortunate for him.
Yeah, he had the axe, it did land, but yeah, it's a very big early game shield from the Set W, so it's pretty hard to do. He is down quite a bit in CS, but that's not going to mean a whole lot if he is still as tanky as a Set needs to be, and even if he's not, you kind of got another 1.5 tanks, that being like a Nautilus and a Trundle. They're kind of like 0.5, 0.75 of a tank each. I don't really consider either of them like a strong dedicated tank, but they're both pretty tanky.
Yeah, I would definitely say Nautilus is, but yeah, Trundle definitely not. Trundle's more bruiser, kind of like Set.
Oh, XFX.
Oh.
I really didn't think that was going to be a kill. That's why I was quiet. I was like, there's no way this is going to be a kill. But no, XFX flashed away, but it doesn't matter as the Ignite did tick down. And that's first blood going over to Enendo. As meanwhile, in the top lane here, Icarus still managing to get some very nice trades on the Hyperfocus.
Yeah, and that's the good thing is for Yone has that pressure early on that not many champions can kind of deal with, especially the Echo. Once Echo hits 6, he can escape, with his time warp and everything like that, but with the chrono break there. But other than that, I mean, that's kind of what you have to worry about is, can you get a good chrono break off? Is it going to put you in a better spot? If it's not going to put you in a better spot, don't use it, kind of a thing. So, but yeah, I mean, you have to realize Yone does a lot of damage still early on. I agree with chat from 3 on.
Oh, hook does land onto ironically, but TP being channeled down from Icarus, still level 5 on this Urgot, so there's not going to be any snipe kills coming out. As meanwhile, XFX and JJ are walking down. They were able to secure that dragon. Now 5v5 coming out on the bot side. TP being channeled in from Hyperfocus. Now Icarus, he's the one going to be caught out. JJ looking to take down ironically, and XFX looking to take down Icarus as well. 2-for-0 in favor of Krakens of Love, and that was just a 5v3 OMT, not using any TPs for themselves.
Yeah, I think that what they looked at is, okay, even if I TP here, it's just not going to be great for my team. One, Enendo doesn't have TP, and 2, you already had TP used from Icarus. So Wolguy was just also on top side. So I think it was just not necessarily good in that case, because right as they TP'd, you just saw Dragon just go to JJ there. So since Dragon, you already know, okay, now we turn into a 3v3, and then now you just get the TP from both of them. You're like, uh-oh, okay, it's 5v3, not fun. Let's try to just disengage and get out, and then unfortunately, you have both Icarus and ironically fall down. Oh, he's 6 now.
Yeah, he is 6 now. Hyperfocus is also level 6, but he's taken half his HP from just that W on Icarus and crashing in a large wave here. They do have Vulguy up top side if they do want to crash in this next wave and look for a dive on Hyperfocus, but I'm not quite sure they want to do that. I think it's mostly just for the pressure to have an invade for the power of the blue buff, of course, but still, large wave could be denied from Hyperfocus depending on where JJ really wants to path here, as he's going to lose his blue buff, and I don't think he really knows that he's going to be walking directly into Vulguy here. Level 5 to level 6, XXX is up here as well, and Vulguy, he's the one that's actually going to be going down here. JJ able to pick that kill up for himself.
Yeah, I think if it was just 1v1, it'd be a whole different story, just because he doesn't have Subjugate. But since you have XFX there, FXX can just put out the AP damage that he's not factoring in yet, on Vulguy there, and just can't get out, unfortunately. So
yeah, he had the ultimate, but he didn't want to fully commit the flash, as it was really just a blue buff. He was there for a little bit more tempo, and he gave up his life for it, as JJ, he's just trying to hit level 6, man. He's sitting level 5, solo laner sitting level 7, so he knows he can't look for a gank. He wants to power farm, and getting your blue buff stolen away feels bad, but if you're able to get a kill back for it, it makes it a little bit less painful.
yeah, he's now 6, so it's definitely going to be better for fighting now, which is what's going to happen here in this top lane.
Yeah, Icarus is being ulted away from his tower. Nice portal, or trundle portal pillar coming out here. He does not have any mana remaining. No flash, no mana for an E to run away. Hyperfocus putting himself on the board. First kill for himself on the set.
Yeah, and it was just a great setup because you had Trundle be able to come in and zone off. You had a great ult for Hyperfocus throwing Urgot back so that way Trundle could come in. Because I see a lot of people don't realize positioning is really the focus you need to have with him, because if you throw it the wrong way, now you're in turret or not in range. So taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, I don't think there's gonna be any sudden pops like we saw earlier in mid lane now that Echo does have ultimate, and yes, Anendo has it too, but in theory, Echo should never die in a 1v1 anymore as long as he is able to pop that chrono break in time, but he doesn't have any mana now, and I just made a pun with in time.
I was gonna say, I see what you did there.
That's an actual unintended pun. That's pretty funny.
Definitely unintended there, I'm sure. But yeah, I mean, being able to kind of control mid lane there with your chrono break is definitely going to be the thing he needs to do, because now he's low mana. This is when you want to go in on him as Yon, but you can't because you have a set there.
Yeah, hyper focus. He knows that, he smells it, and he walks down to protect his mid laner. And that's exactly what you do when you know that you're down in CS top lane, but your CS doesn't really matter. His hook is gonna land onto, ironically, he is all alone in this jungle. It's a nice double charm, but unfortunately, no follow-up. The ultimate almost does enough damage to him, but he lives with just 1 HP, and with Infernal Dragon spawning now, second dragon for Krakens of Love, if they are able to pick it up, they are in a much better position as Sophomore forced splash away, no mana for an either on the Caitlyn.
Yeah, no more with his Caitlyn there, and you're gonna have the second dragon going to Krakens of Love here, which, I mean, there's no contest. You had Olaf still farming jungle, which is fine. He's trying to just keep this tempo lead on the CS there to try to keep up with these 2 kills and 2 assists coming on to Trundle. Which he's only behind, like, in reality, like, 800. So that's not bad. Like, it's an item, but
yeah,
no big deal, kind of a thing. So you look at it, it's only 2.2k in gold. Lee going over to
Oh no, XFX, he does have that ultimate available and making Vulgai burn his own just to run away. And Mendo looking to be able to turn this back around, but he does still have that E available. It is going to be used to try and run away. Those XFX looking to TP in. He is able to flash in though, and then ults out just to make sure he is able to walk that one out. In the end, it is just a 1-for-1, but a lot of important summoners were burned in that fight.
Okay, I gotta talk about that. What the heck did I just watch? Because I'm like, I literally see he goes in with a Nendo there on Yon, and then goes in and misses that. But then is trying to get away, and then he gets pillared. So then he can't go back. And then he tries going in, and he's getting thrown away while he's doing his ult at the same time. And I'm just like, is this a spectator bug? Is this actually happening? And then I see it happening, I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, no, that was like the E into being thrown back, into ulting back into being thrown back by his own E, and it's just like, he wanted to play League of Legends, and his own ability kit just did not let him. It just constantly threw him left and right and in and out, and I guess the river probably didn't help with the whole, like, low ground, upper ground, that kind of thing, and ironically, that is not where you want to be stepping into that trap, as the ultimate does land onto DPS, but unfortunately no follow-up. Nice hook coming out as TP, followed up by Icarus as well. Borbor already falling, hyper-focused now all on his own in the middle of all 5 members of OMT. Is he able to make it a 1-for-1? He is able to take down, ironically, just before he falls. JJ now arriving on that backside of this fight, but he is not looking to continue it for himself. In the end, just a 1-for-1, or actually it was a 1-for-2 in favor of OMT. But it's not over. It's never over.
No, not over right now. They're going to push in this wave, see if they can do anything to this turret here, and try to get some poke out, but I think it's just they're going to try and go for, JJ's going in.
Oh, hook does land onto Icarus there, but JJ not looking to follow that one up, looking to take down DPS instead, following up that flash with his own, but Icarus does a lot of damage. Teleport coming in from XFX on the Echo, looking to continue this fight. TP flash coming in from off-brand Zyra. So much damage being outputted onto Vulgai, but it doesn't even matter. Off-brand Zyra going down, shut down going over to Icarus as well, and Borbor arriving on the backside of the fight, not in time to do any damage.
Yeah, definitely not in time to do any damage, which is unfortunate there, but Hyperfocus is taking a lot of damage right now in mid lane.
Yeah, that was another one of those like surprising amount of damage moments where it's like you don't think he's gonna do that much damage, and then he also somehow heals off of it because he was a champion made within the last year. So that's just how that goes sometimes.
Yeah, you know, and you're Yasuo's brother, so because you're Yasuo's brother, you're just gonna have like
A
some
buff to all
crazy
damage.
mechanics, crazy damage and crazy healing that probably should exist, but you know it's there. It's fine. It's totally fine. But yeah, ooh, he's going in again. Uh-oh.
Yeah, that time he didn't do as much damage as he was expecting, and this time he does not get to live for very long. Fate Seal does come out. He survives for as long as possible, but going into 2 tanks, Set and Nautilus not going to be able to find the kill onto either one. Hyper Focus now sitting very comfortable with 3, 1, and 2 on that set.
Yeah, he's doing that 3-1-2 right now. Oh, hey. Oh, and great CS score. But yeah, I mean, the 3-1-2 definitely helping out. Feels like he should be drinking a Chicago beer right now, but totally fine. And they're going to take this Rift Herald now. You got Drake coming up in 16 seconds. Oh.
Hyper Focus could be caught out here. He does have a lot of mobility and it's just very tanky, so it is going to take a lot of members to take advantage. Shutdown finally going over to Full Guy is now ironically being taken down solo. Fear is going to come out. FXS taken down almost low enough, but he does have just about enough mana to find the ult and find a kill onto ironically. Meanwhile, bot lane Bora versus DPS, ADC versus ADC. It's going to go over to DPS despite the killer instinct and the flash from Bora. It is not gonna matter. DPS the one able to find that 1v1.
Yeah, DPS just hit a really good 1v1 there. I mean, you see all the damage coming out here, like, oh, okay, you know, Borbor's gonna get this. No, it's DPS. DPS just has so much between the Acanthian Rain, and then you have there's the poke with the W. You're able to get the extra attack speed from your E. You have Killer Instinct to push in when you need to get the shield and everything there, and that's what he did. He got the great placement that he needed. Still was able to see it in the brush there and was able to take him out safely. And we also saw Happy Feet coming out from, ironically, man, just was able to go in at one and the other, come back, gonna go to the other, and then finally falls down to FXX there. I mean, that was nice. I mean, it makes me happy to kind of see, you know, Rakan just bounce around, you know, freely without having a Xayah.
Yeah, but across the board, this is a pretty even game. It is just over a 1,000 gold lead in favor of Krakens of Love, and they also have one more dragon to their name. But we saw last game, dragons don't mean a whole lot when OMT can just walk in and steal it. Apparently, every single time, so consistently, they are almost able to secure a soul through steals. So that's what I call a steal soul. That is not a soul that you were supposed to have, but it was just somehow magically stolen away. So if it does happen again this game, then they will have a cloud soul to their name, 4 of them if they do continue the soul streak. So game 2 here again. Very even. Most fed members on each team are the junglers this game. Very different to last game where it was the 80 carries, as Anendo again does a lot of damage to both of these champions, despite them being tanks.
Yeah, both being the bruisers there, you think, hey, nothing's gonna happen, but unfortunately he's gonna have to burn his flash here. Get away from the Trundle Pillar. Oh.
Anendo going to use that Fate Seal landing onto both members, ironically landing another nice knock-up onto them as well. JJ trying to run away with his life. Anendo's E will expire there, so he is able to walk that one out, luckily. But the tower is not going to live. Kraken's Love. That wasn't the first tower taken, it was actually top lane, but still second tower, so that is now 2 towers to 0.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is kind of just looking at you had the Rift Herald pop there. You traded a life in the process, which is fine. I mean, all this is just hyper focus on Set. Set still is just going to be a monstrosity no matter what, because it's already after 9.
Oh my gosh, Anendo! Okay. I thought we weren't gonna have any more of those. We saw so many of those in game one, man. It's rough out here for Yon. He's not going to play League of Legends anymore, man.
No, he's not gonna be able to play League, but that's fine right now. I think because he still did get some good kills, some good assists. He's still being able to get into team fights. It's just the fact that it's trying to look to do a lot of damage. You also got a tower shot or two, onto you and everything like that. So you kind of just have to make sure your positioning is in a good spot. And if you are going to tower dive, that is someone that isn't Trundle, because Trundle can still heal up and do a lot of damage when he's got his pool down for his terrain and everything like that there.
Yeah, and JJ is really playing extraordinary well in this game too here, having 7 out of 10 KP for his team with that 400 gold bounty on his head if anyone is able to take him down. But sitting at 1.5 items, it is going to be very hard to take him down, as both Hyperfocus and ironically trying to flash away from each other here. And Hyperfocus taken down very low by DPS, but meanwhile, looking on the other side of the map, the rest of Krakens love looking to take down this Baron. OMT finally figuring that one out with the help of a blue ward, and Bull Guy really wants to go for a steal. He has the flash, he has the ult, he has the smite, but XFX knows this. He knows it happened last game. 2k HP on the Baron. Icarus keeping vision on it for himself as well. JJ, Bull Guy flashing over the wall, not able to secure it. It will go over to Kraken's Love as now Bull Guy blown up immediately, and ironically, unfortunately, goes down with him. Hyperfocus in a 1v2 for himself now, trying to survive, but not surviving for long enough. But DPS, with the help of the headshot, goes down from a mile.
Yeah, just unfortunate that the ace in the hole just able to secure that kill there. You would hope that Nendo was able to kind of try to block it, but unfortunately was not able to get there. But man, maybe you broke your caster curse there. Because Volgai didn't steal the objective. He didn't steal it.
There. I was being very quiet about it. He didn't steal it. He was definitely trying to. He had the flash. He definitely did go for it, but it's just unfortunate it didn't go as well as it did in game one. As Nendo, that was a quarter of his HP bar from just one headshot from Caitlyn, just one passive auto attack. That is how much power she currently is sitting with, and of course has a little bit of a bounty on her head, as well as now OMT. They are in the position to secure the second dragon for themselves. Second Cloud Dragon would even up the dragons if they are able to secure it, but we do have a solid 4v4 here. The other two members are trying to get here as fast as possible, as Nendo goes in all on his own, followed up by ironically, but there's just no damage follow-up. That is 2 major ults burned with just no damage. Now Hyperfocus goes in, he has the follow-up, and Nendo burned before Soul's Fate even is popped. Ironically, shield is big, but is not big enough. Bull Guy trying to take down Hyperfocus before he goes down as well. He's not able to do enough damage for it though, and the rest of OMT fall. Krakens Love taking the 4-0, taking the dragon for themselves as well.
And the big thing that you have to look at there is, yeah, Yon has to go in and everything, but you didn't have the follow-up from the Rakan. You weren't having a lot of what you kind of needed. Your ADC also wasn't there until later. So ADC got picked off afterwards. And the main thing that I had to look at is, Hyperfocus come in with probably one of the better showstoppers that you could take into a team. And you literally throw tank into 2, essentially there. And because you're throwing them into the 2, those 2 squishies now are just like, okay, now we just took a lot of damage. Now we're also going to get hit by the Haymaker. Now you get also, or Facebreaker. Then you get hit by the Haymaker, and now you're just like, kind of just sitting there like, okay, why did we go for this right now? Like, or why couldn't we burn this sooner, kind of a thing for the dragon. So I think they had, good priority there, but definitely needed to back off, as soon as possible once they realized, hey, these 4 are coming. We can't do too much about it.
Oh no, Hyperfocus. You might have walked up a little bit too far with no vision. That is a very big shield that he does have. Unfortunately, he does ult the unstoppable member between the two as TP teleported in by XFX, but just a little bit too late as that shut down. I didn't catch who it went to. I think it was Wu Guy.
It went to Bugai.
Okay, there you go. So a little bit bigger on for himself on that Olaf, but still, you're going against the 606 Trundle. He has 12 out of 17 KP on his team. Absolutely massive. Still sitting deathless as well. So you got no domination stacks off of him for any member on the side of OMT. So the second he does die, it is going to give a lot of stacks over. So he is trying to stay deathless, of course, for as long as possible. And so far, he's been doing an excellent job of that. It's just kind of showing in the CS department, unfortunately, not doing as hot.
Yeah, not doing as hot right now, but that's fine. I mean, because
Yeah.
you look at he's making plays elsewhere. He's still being able to kind of keep up and everything there. Yes, you have 2 items plus boots on Urgot now, but Urgot, is at the point where he's trying to come online and be able to do more. But we get on the ace in the hole right now. It's just being popped to kind of weaken down DPS Hokish.
Yeah, this game is a lot less bot lane focused and a lot more top lane focused, as we had a lot of dives, a lot of ganks up there, and last game it was a little bit, but still much more focused around bot side, as there was more vision placed, and in this game it's all go in on each other. Now you can look at the minimap and you do see a lot of red wards sitting in that red side jungle, so they are trying to be as protective as they can, but then of course JJ, he walks in with an oracle and he just clears them all. So there's not really any vision remaining on the map for OMT. They're walking in with blindfolds on their head, just trying to guess where the members of Krakens of Love are. And you see 2 of them bot, so you're gonna go in on both of them. Fates sealed, going in, trying to find out on the hyper-focused DPS, the one able to pick up that kill. JJ, he has the 600 shutdown. He does not want to go down, but in a 1v1, how are you going to kill Menendo? You do not do any damage to him whatsoever, going godlike on the Trundle now. And meanwhile, in the mid lane, off-friend Zara lands another nice hook onto DPS, taken out immediately by Borobor, and ironically, trying to survive. He knows Icarus is coming, but does not come in time. Double kill coming out for Borobor, and then in the top lane, XFX and Bullguy had a little bit of a 1v1 for themselves. XFX does have that ultimate available if he does want to survive for just a little bit longer, but meanwhile, Krakens of Love, they just want this inhibitor in the mid lane, and they are probably going to be able to take it.
Yeah, I think they're going to be able to take this here because Urgot's not going to be able to do too much. Yeah, he could probably take off-brand Zyra off of it, but War is still able to safely auto-attack from range there and isn't really getting contested. So, he had that going down. Trundle took on the bot lane turret too, so they're definitely just positioning very well and rotating very well.
Oh, no.
Full guy.
Hook does land onto Bullguy. He had a little bit of a flank there onto the bot lane members of Krakens of Love, but it's not going to matter for off-brand Zyra. He will be taken down there, and he is feared away as Borobor luckily is able to walk it out, as he is the one sitting there with a 600 now turned to 550 shutdown.
Yeah, that is a shutdown that is definitely important that needs to be taken away, because now the more you can get, the better. But he's in a hole there trying to get some damage, but just goes on to Icarus. So yeah, I mean, this dragon definitely should go to OMT here, but they definitely need to worry about their base right now, since they're gonna have minions on that bot lane there, and those minions in mid lane need to get taken care of. And we see that Krakens of Love is going to take this Baron here. So it's just trying to get some vision. Maybe they'll. Okay, they're not. They're going to peel off.
Yeah, that was Kraken's Love. I think they could have contested one, if not probably both of those objectives. They are sitting 8,000 gold ahead of OMT. If there was a time to team fight, it would probably be now, especially considering you have that mid lane inhibitor taken. The bot lane is being threatened by the power of minions. So I think they could have looked to take that soul maybe as well as the Baron, but I think it was the right call to give it the dragon up and look for Baron. It was just unfortunate that it was not 100% fully committed to.
Yeah, just not 100% full committed. I think the big thing is hey, if you know they're going to be doing Drake, just head to Baron. Just start doing it that little bit sooner. you might have gotten a little bit lower. Then you could have made the harder call of, okay, do we stay on or do we not stay on, that kind of a thing. Or is it, do we all just flash over the wall and go on down because we know we can do 5v5s pretty well right now. So, but
Yeah,
alas,
they
not the case.
absolutely do. It's just a matter of if you start the fight down a member, then it's not a 5v5, then you're already looking down a little bit of gold, and especially if that is your Trundle or your Caitlyn, then that is a large amount of your gold lead that you are probably missing in that team fight. As oh my gosh, Bull Guy missing half his HP from one auto attack, and ironically going in all on his own. JJ doing the same, TP coming in on the backside, but JJ almost taken down, flashing away. 700 gold shutdown will fall to Bull Guy. Hyper focus TP'd in, does not have his flash to get away, but he does have an ultimate if he does need it, as now it's a 5v4 in favor of OMT. They got one 700 gold shutdown, they got a dragon, and looking to make it a Baron as well.
Yeah, I mean, you have Trundle down, so this is kind of, this is something I was talking about with friends earlier, like, the only times, like, we talk about, like, going after Baron is either jungler's dead or you ace them. Kind of a thing.
Oh
That's
man,
like
Nendo taking down real hyper focus going in all on his own with the help of that ultimate. DP is doing so much damage, but he is going to be the only member left alive in a minute, and Nendo doing a lot of CC, but again, just not enough DPS, as now DPS is the last one standing. Is he able to survive the power of an Echo? Stunned up for so long, XFX goes golden just long enough for Borbor to one-shot headshot DPS. This is looking like the end of the game, the end of the series. Krakens of Love taking the storm, taking the 2-0 against OMT Hades.
Oh my god, I gotta just let speechless. You see me literally just have my hand over my mouth right now, because I'm just like, you had a perfectly good, again, showstopper from set. Just go into the Baron, and now you just take out people who, again, were about like 3/4 to half health already anyways. So they're taking a lot of damage from there, just being CC'd, you're getting hit from the Baron, you're just taking way too much damage that you need to get out, and they couldn't get out in the time frame that they needed to, so it's just that a little bit unfortunate that they have to drop this game to them as well.
Yeah, it was nice to see the evolution between game 1 and game 2. It did feel like both teams learned a lot, as game 1 was very bot lane focused. It was the 5v5 at bot lane at 5 minutes. People weren't level 6 yet. There was just all TPs coming down, and then top lane just became a farm fest, and then it turned into an ARAM, and then there were random team fights everywhere. And then game 2, it felt much more like a macro focused game. It was much more top lane focused, which means more Rift Heralds and less dragons. There's still a lot of dragons taken, but there were less dragons and taken a lot more slowly. So that is definitely more of an evolution between these two teams. So it is nice to see, hopefully, that kind of style become more well known throughout the Sophomore League here.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the thing is, are we going to see more of those? It's interesting that we had, again, like we talked about, that ARAM fight pretty much it seemed like in the first game, and then you come back to this, and it's like, wait, it's kind of like a normal game in League of Legends here, and then we go back to look at the first game, we're just like, oh no, we're having some good picks, we're having some good fights, we're having everything here, and then I'm like, oh wait, we're doing ARAM. What is this? This isn't right, kind of a thing. So, but I definitely want to say this was a good game to still watch, and I still enjoyed it, kind of a thing, especially for Krakens of Love, still using 3 E-subs for this game. But now I don't have any E-subs for the rest of the season, so no, that's perfectly fine. And then OMT, unfortunately, as much as I would have liked Hades to win, unfortunately, not going to be the case.
Nope.
So I'm sorry. I didn't cast a currency, I swear.
Hey man, Krakens of Love 2-0 on predictions so far. And that is going to be the end of our night with the 2-0. That is Sophomore League. I think there are a few more games still scheduled for later this week, but games I do believe are cut off on Monday night. So you do have Junior League tomorrow, and of course Senior League on Monday night. Same time, same place on this channel, 8 p.m. EST. We'll have some different casters, of course, for every league. I've been Camcom, joined by Giga Gigatron. We are your sophomore casters for this league. If you want to get to know us, of course, just let us know. We're happy to talk in general or whatever other channels we have on the server. So we hope to see you all later on in the season. We will catch you back here tomorrow night for Junior League, of course, or next Saturday for Sophomore League. So we will see you all later, and thank you for watching.
Thanks for watching, guys. Have a good one.